Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Conversations with Kenny. Dude, this is literally how it goes in the recording studio, man. Um, no, dude. How do you want to jump into the episode? You know what I mean?
Let's just
I
get,
felt like we were off to a good start the first time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I think UFOs and extraterrestrials.
all
That's what
right,
everyone's been wanting
all
to
right,
hear about.
all right. All right, everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are here in the studio. We're here tonight to talk about aliens because I love aliens. Nick loves aliens. We see aliens. Everybody, here's the thing, friends. Have you ever been on your way to work and have you ever just looked up in the sky and seen like this weird light that you just appears out of nowhere and just starts moving this way, moving that way, and you're like, what the heck is going on? This thing is just there's no way it's an airplane. Well, that's what we're here to talk about tonight, friends. And I gotta tell you, this is a hot topic right now because there's been more and more of this activity going on in our aerospace, and it's just great, man. It's great. So welcome back to the studio, Nick. How you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Good, man. Thank you for the coffee, dude. It's good. It is good coffee. We are here tonight to talk UFOs, man.
I'm excited.
How do you want to jump into this? How do you want to kick this off?
I think
Where do you want to
the
take this?
way you started was perfect. I think everyone's seen lights in the skies, and then they try to share it with their friends or family or people at work, and everyone gets
Yep.
that like
Right.
you're crazy look. But I think tonight's a good night to start and give some people some reassurance that they're not crazy. I've seen plenty of lights in the
I
skies.
have too.
I should say UFOs. My wife has been there to witness them with me, and I know you've seen some, and I think tonight we'll share some of those experiences. But what we were talking about earlier, I think it's exciting because people have their cell phones now, and whenever they see something, they're able to record it
Yep.
instead of saying, "Yeah, I saw this." Well, they have evidence now, so that I think that makes it exciting. But a lot of the lights or the UFOs and stuff I've seen at night, I never have my cell phone nearby.
Right. It's
I
always at the time like when
yeah, it just by the time I get it focused in, it'd be gone. But
yeah, there's a cloud in the way, just rolling
uh-huh.
over or something.
But I have the best source to clear. Bet I had my wife there to witness it. And
Right,
that's
for
as good as
sure.
the video. She
Dude,
doesn't. She's no nonsense. She'll tell you how it is, and
heck
anytime there's
yeah.
a clear sky, we're out on our back porch watching. It's pretty
Heck yeah.
exciting.
Dude, they're all over the place. It seems. And that when we're talking about UFO sightings, we're talking about the orbs that we see because those are the most predominant, I think, all over the world. You type into YouTube, dude, you go in there and you're like UFO sightings. The orbs are a big one because they do weird things. They do things that defy the laws of physics, man. I've personally seen it. I've personally witnessed orbs appearing out of thin air and doing bizarre things, man.
Yeah, I think because our aircraft that we have now just go straight across the sky, and if they're going to make a
Yeah.
turn, it's it's big, wide. It takes
Mm-hmm.
several miles for them to complete a turn. Some of the orbs or UFOs, the lights in the sky see at night, do 90-degree turns.
Yeah.
They'll be going from horizon to horizon. They'll be going, say, for example, it'd be from heading west to east, and all of a sudden, it just decides it's heading straight up and slowly disappears into the atmosphere. So that's right there. We don't. I mean,
It's an unidentified flying
yeah, it's a
object.
UFO.
It's a UFO, and I can pick out an airplane, dude. I can see an airplane forever. They
It's
just blink and
right. That the all aircrafts in the sky, your commercial passenger
you
planes or
can
cargo planes, they have the. I'm sure everyone's seen it. The red and green light for I think port and starboard has the white strobe light on it.
you can see them.
Yeah,
You
that's
could just see
obviously
them
an
blinking.
aircraft that your helicopter.
Right,
You
dude.
know, you could hear
Yeah,
that.
man.
But most likely, if you see a light in the sky, and it's just a white light, that's a pretty good chance it's a UFO. I've seen the fiery orange.
I do have you.
Yeah, I've seen white, fiery orange, and like an electric blue, like lightning.
I've seen those too, dude. Those are
So,
that's freaking awesome, man.
and it is a thrill
It
when you
really,
see
it
those.
really is. Last year when we had that comet come through, I can't remember the name of it. You remember the name of that comet that came through
No,
last
I don't.
summer?
I know what
You
you're
could
talking
see
about.
it like traveling up, and I can't think
Mm-hmm.
of it, but I had my telescope on that thing, dude, and I was looking, and I saw literally orbs behind the comet, just
Hmm.
like one after another. Boom, boom, dude,
Interesting.
just flying right by. Like I'm like looking at it through the telescope, and I was like, this is
Are
bizarre.
you able to record with that telescope, or it's just a
I
regular
tried,
telescope?
dude. It was yeah, and then like literally, I got done doing that. I looked up, dude, and this fiery red orb appeared out of nowhere, and it started like flying really slow over my head, dude. And they're just like, dude, there was so much UFO activity going on during that week that comet came through. It was ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, there's certain nights the activity it's busy. You know, it's like I've gone several nights without seeing anything, and then the next night, like it's just one after
It's
another.
one
Like
after
I don't even
another.
want to go in the house.
I love it,
One of
dude.
the they say for night I call it sky watching.
Yeah,
If you're a sky watcher or anyone wants to get into it, they say if you get a third generation night vision goggles, you can see some interesting stuff in the sky. I mean, more with the third generation night vision goggles. That's different, many different light spectrums. So you're seeing stuff that's uncloaked
right,
or cloaked. You're seeing it. There, people see triangle shaped
right.
craft and stuff like that. But other than the orbs, I've seen, and I've noticed other people have seen them, is like a line of lights. I mean, I've lost track. They're like 50 in a row or more of white lights going across the sky in a straight line from horizon to horizon. I've actually seen them enter the atmosphere straight over the house and then start heading east and
Really?
then slowly disappear. Or any, not particularly east, but I've seen this on 3 or 4 occasions. And I've told some people about it. They're like, oh, it's that Starlink
That's
satellite.
what I was gonna say. Do you
It's
think it could be the Starlink
no,
thing,
this thing,
Elon Musk?
no, because when you look up at the sky, this thing goes. I've seen it go from horizon to horizon, that's miles and miles. These Starlink satellites are
In the
only
matter of
they're
like,
li-
you're
a
talking like,
100 feet or less, barely.
that's a
And,
good point.
and,
Yeah,
and this, but what I see is from horizon to horizon. It's not Starlink.
that's crazy, man. So, what kind of aliens do you dude? I want to get into the weird. Like, I want to get kind of weird, man, because, dude, I have my thoughts on what they are. What do you think kind of aliens are piloting these craft, or do you think these are like a higher density type,
I think it's
like extraterrestrial or something?
well. I think some of the lights we see at night are our secret space program, but yet at the same time, I think extraterrestrial are the other ones.
Involvement, right?
But on that, we'll go the extraterrestrial path. Um, I think, from what I understand through whistleblowers and insiders on the shows from like Project Camelot that Carrie Cassidy interviews and the Coast to Coast AM George Norrie shows.
Oh, dude, I love that show.
Yeah,
I love that show, man.
according to these insiders and whistleblowers, they are. Oh gosh, this is such a fun topic. I don't
It
even know where
is.
to. I don't
I
even know where to
know.
go with it.
I keep
It
thinking like Corey Good, and I don't want to throw you off track.
no,
Or
that's okay. Yeah,
with
Corey Good. For those who don't know who that is, he is a secret space program whistleblower. He was part of this what they call 20 and back program, where a lot of these people get um, kind of forced into a space program because they
right.
have some sort of gift or whatever,
Yeah.
telepathy or psychic ability. They get, I can't think of the word. They get initiated in.
Dude,
or-
kind of like in Star Wars, where they recruit Jedi because they have
Recruited,
a high,
that's the word.
they have like a high midi chlorine count. You know what I mean? Like basically, that's how the
They-
Jedi in Star Wars recruit.
well, they have something
you know.
that's useful to
yeah,
use. So
like your psychic, your higher self
Intuition.
powers and things like that are.
Yep. Strengthened.
Yeah. So
So, anyways, Corey Good, he is a secret space program whistleblower, and he, in some of his videos and interviews, which you can find on YouTube, he talks about the many different types of extraterrestrials and why they're here, and it's pretty interesting, and I believe it. But there's a galactic war going on, and Earth is playing a very significant role. But a lot of those extraterrestrials we see at night are probably the extraterrestrials that have a more important role to play on guiding our development
right.
as a humanity, and or protecting us from the enemy, because there's positive and negative extraterrestrials.
For sure, I believe that 100%.
And
The ones he talks about, he kind of talks about like orbs, but he talks about like density too, because he gets into like blue avians,
Yeah.
which are, so those are supposed to be like the ones that are Egyptian hieroglyphics
Right,
and things like that, right, with the bird.
yeah, some of the extraterrestrials he talks about that are behind the scenes observing and trying to help us are we've seen them in the Egyptian hieroglyphics,
Right.
the dog, the dog person, the bird person. But he talks about the blue avians. They're a higher density, meaning more advanced civilization.
Higher vibration, like,
Yeah.
that's-
Just advanced being, and I don't know what,
If I'm-
6th or 7th density,
Yeah.
way above us. But he's a good source for a lot of these extraterrestrials, the types of extraterrestrials out there, which he talks about how in the structure of the universe, or the has a template for life
Right.
forms, that the human form is like what 60 to 80% of the beings in the universe look like, the two legs, two
Right.
arms.
humanoid.
Yeah,
type of-
humanoid, that's the one. But like the other 30-40%, like, I mean, you have your insectoids, the
Right,
reptilian,
the reptilians,
the
the
avians.
little grays.
It even
whatever.
says there's some that have they're like or ocean, from the ocean, like octopus
Really.
shaped. Yeah,
I've heard him talk about the orbs too. In particular, they're
Yeah,
like a really high density, just like almost like consciousness in like a
yeah, they're
as
they're
physical
so
a form as it
advanced.
can get. Yeah,
Yeah, that it's another form of being. There's, because I mean, this universe is infinite,
Oh,
and there's
dude,
different
yeah.
types of beings, and he talks about how this one being is just an orb. It's so advanced. It's just, we perceive it as a blue orb or
yeah.
light.
You know what I think those are, dude? You know what? I just thought of this. It just came to me. You ever see like the pictures that people take, the old camera ones they print out, and there's like orbs in them? You know what I mean? Dude,
Yeah,
I think
that's more of like the ghost hunting.
Oh,
show.
okay. Yeah,
We'll
that's
save
on
that
the
for
next
that.
episode. That's the next episode. Okay, I didn't mean to sidetrack you
No,
here. I
that's
don't know
okay.
where you want to get off with this, because I love getting into the different species of aliens,
Yeah.
dude. Because I feel like there's so many, and I resonate with some of them. You know what I mean? And I kind of feel like, and I don't know if this is gonna be going off
Off topic.
topic too much.
Just say it.
But I feel like, I have some past lives that where I was an alien, dude.
Well,
I feel like
Of course,
I feel like I
we've
was
had
an
many
alien.
lifetimes,
Right.
not
and,
on just this planet, but many on
and,
others.
Dude, I feel like I'm a different species of an alien in this, reincarnation form, almost kind of. But like I said, I don't know if that's getting off topic. What are our
No,
notes?
it's not. It's probably a topic for another show, but
Right.
just so we don't get too information overloaded. But
Right.
I think some of the extraterrestrials we can talk about are more of the humanoid type and a lot of what I'm going to say isn't my research.
Right. No, for sure.
It's,
You know,
it's
and
based off of Coast to Coast AM,
yeah.
the other whistleblowers and insiders and stuff like that. But
David Wilcock, you know
yep,
what I mean,
David
is a
Wilcock.
huge one, you know.
He does has a lot of helpful information.
I need to get him on the
But
show. That'd be cool. That would be cool, man, you know.
oh my gosh, I'd like to guest host with you on that.
Oh,
I'd
that
love
would
to
be
talk
cool.
with David. But
UFOs, right? That's where we're at. We're
yeah.
people are like seeing orbs in the sky. You know, maybe people have seen orbs in the sky that they, you know, can't explain. What are they doing here? Why are they flying around? Is there going to be disclosure, or what's, you know, what's?
I think they're here. I think one of their intention is to be seen, because their sightings are becoming more bolder.
Right.
They're making themselves known over big cities. Las Vegas has a lot of good sightings. New York City has some. Florida,
Oh yeah.
down near the military bases there. They're trying to get more people interested. You know what I mean? They're trying to get
More people looking.
they know people are going to take videos with their cell phones
Mm-hmm.
and get it out there, and they're trying to get us to wake up. They're trying to get us people to ask why, you know, like, and get more involved, like demand from
Answers.
our leaders and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, to address this topic, because the governments aren't going to bring this up.
No.
They don't want us to know. From what I understand, from the insiders and whistleblowers, our politicians and government leaders, they're in contact with these extraterrestrials behind the scenes. And the extraterrestrials are saying, hey, it's time to let these people know, well, first of all, the extraterrestrials want to make contact with us, but they say we're too far behind technologically and spiritual development that some of the people wouldn't be able to handle. I think we're able to handle it, but our politicians are holding us back. They're preventing this from happening. So, I think that soon you're going to see they're going to allow us to have more advanced technology and stuff to open our consciousness up more,
Right. Yeah.
to the concept of extraterrestrials. Because some people won't be able to handle it.
Right.
know?
Well, dude, our whole society is structured around a belief system. A lot of people grow up their entire lives with this belief system.
That
And if
we're the
were-
only ones out there.
Yeah, and if that was shattered, people's reality would be,
Yeah.
So I understand that kind of, but I also kind of feel like, and I have my own theories on this, dude. But I feel kind of like back in like the 70s, like the like when Area 51, what's his name, Bob Lazar, started dropping stuff. It really kind of took off from there. Like you got Star Trek, dude, you got Star Wars, and you almost have like these like a conditioning to kind of get people comfortable with the idea. Like,
Well, that's what those shows were designed.
It's like a disclosure almost.
Yeah.
a
Well, your Star
soft
Wars,
disclosure.
your Star Trek, those were never meant for entertainment. Those are to prepare people for how it is in the universe.
Yeah, dude.
The Star Wars was written to plant a seed to get people to understand the concept that there's a galactic battle going on that we're part of. And when you see the good guys are just a bunch of a little bit of everybody,
Right.
Just regular good people.
The rebels, yeah, dude. They're
coming together to
Yep.
fight the darkness. And the bad guys, what do they all look like? Their uniforms and everything. What are they? The Nazis,
Oh yeah, okay.
which is significant. That'll tie into something later. But the what is it? The Galactic Empire are the bad guys.
Yeah, and I'm a
So-
huge Star Wars nerd, dude. I freaking love Star Wars. I think in my past life I might have been Luke Skywalker, dude. I think I might have been Luke Skywalker because at a very young age, man, I fell in love with Star Wars, dude.
I could see you running around with the lightsaber toy, just crashing into
I
everything.
totally do. And then like Star Trek, I never really got into Star Trek, but Star Trek definitely seems more like a documentary.
It is, yeah.
You know
Star
what I
Trek.
mean?
Star Trek
Like-
was designed to teach everybody, or to slowly get the concept out there about the Galactic Federation.
Right.
And Star Trek is, according to the whistleblowers, which I believe them. I mean, you can search YouTube and find some of these videos, but Star Trek, there is a Galactic Federation, the Galactic Federation of positive civilizations working together. They protect developing civilizations, and they're there to fend off the dark forces that exist in the universe. But
And this planet is actually, we've talked about this before. This planet is like, the college course of
this
or not to get off topic too much of aliens too much, but I feel like they're watching us kind of and observing, because everything going on right now is without a doubt a spiritual battle, dude, for our minds. You know what I mean? And they're kind of waiting to see what humanity's going to do. And as we enter the age of Aquarius, you know what I mean? Like the age of awakening, I feel like they're kind of observing our planet and seeing.
They are assisting us with our development on this planet, and I guess there's a unique situation here on this planet, and they're here to help us because there are some overwhelming dark forces behind the scene that
For
have
sure.
been in control of this planet for 6,000 to 7,000 years, and they are, gosh, that's a whole nother show.
It kind of
But
is, yeah.
they are here. They're watching us. They're protecting us, and they're guiding us through these times, these rough times. Because, as you notice, it's kind of rough on this planet right now. Everyone's
For sure.
fighting, but I think they're happy with how things are starting to turn around. People are starting to realize war is not the answer.
Right, yeah.
Debt,
Peace can't be
there's more than
achieved through
life than
violence,
just
right.
money, and we're starting to pull it together at the last minute. So,
Dude, I feel like the age of Aquarius, man. Like, I feel like, it's getting good, dude. I feel like it's, the awakening process has just been, it's been exploding, dude. And it's funny that we talked about Star Wars and Star Trek, because I feel like, whether they're channeled or not, because you look at like The Matrix, the movie The Matrix too, man, how many people that has woken up, really.
Right.
That movie is meant for more than just entertainment,
all the movies
For sure.
and TV shows are more than just entertainment. It's disclose. A lot of it's disclosure.
Disclosure, dude.
But you also have your conditioning, propaganda, mind control stuff. But
So the question is, do you think there is aliens in Area 51, dude? Or do you think it's like military, all stuff now?
Area 51, the way I understand it, is where that UFO crash there, and Area 51 is where they took the crashed craft and reverse engineered it underground. And the facility is underground, many levels underground, Area 51. So yeah, that's I think they built that after that craft
It's
crash
just been,
there.
it's probably mostly all like just military experiments and stuff now.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
where it's they reverse engineered the craft and um that's where all their tools
They probably,
were.
I wonder if they meet with like aliens there, dude. Because
Oh,
they
I'm
gotta
sure.
have like meetings.
Well, there is a story of Eisenhower met
What?
with extraterrestrials in the
I don't
50s.
think
Yeah.
I don't think I heard that.
Dwight Eisenhower, you can look that up. His, gosh, I'm trying to think who. Oh, forgive me with the gap of silence here, but but if you research it on YouTube,
Yeah, he
Dwight
met with-
Eisenhower meets Extraterrestrial Alliance or something like that.
You know what I think, dude? I think that aliens are meeting up with politicians and stuff down in Antarctica, dude. Because there is some crazy stuff going on down there with UFOs.
Antarctica is a
It is-
fascinating topic right now.
It is a hot spot for, and they're
Well-
trying to like, I feel like they're trying to divert people's attention, because you see like Antarctica videos now popping up on Netflix, like documentaries like, oh, it's so crazy out here. Okay, it probably is crazy, but you're not really showing what's actually going on. You know what I mean?
I think anytime you see a lot of the you're not going to get the truth what's
No.
going on
On
in
TV.
Antarctica.
Right.
If there's any TV shows or anything on Netflix or
Right.
cable or
For
satellite talk
sure.
about Antarctica, just
They're
believe the opposite of it. They don't want they're steering your perception again, like they
right.
do every day.
They do every day for
Um,
sure.
but from what I understand, the action in Antarctica is pretty interesting because Antarctica is interesting for a couple reasons. That's where the Nazis fled after World War II when they realized
Huh.
they weren't going to win the battle. They fled to Antarctica. Because in the movies like Indiana Jones,
Mm-hmm.
more disclosure, the Nazis were always searching for artifacts because they found in some of these ancient artifacts
Yep.
blueprints for ancient some of the blueprints from the ancient extraterrestrials that were here to help build the pyramid and stuff like that. Um, there's blueprints in some of these scrolls and in some of the art, so that's why they really did search the world, just like they did in Indiana Jones. But the Nazis fled to Antarctica, and they discovered in their search for ancient scrolls and stuff that in Antarctica under the ice there were huge caverns because of the volcanic activity. Um, the hot air vents from the volcanoes melted the ice away to where you could put a whole city
Really?
under the ice on the land there. So they regrouped, they built down there. Um, that's another reason why they don't want people focused on Antarctica and um, but also they say that's where Atlantis
I
is.
believe that, dude.
It's under the ice because
That's my theory.
when the from what they say, what they understand, from what I understand, when that cataclysm happened, 12,000 years, 25,000
We're
years
talking
ago.
about like the Great Flood, right?
Right.
You know
So,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like the
Nah,
time of the flood, right?
yeah.
Because
One of those
one of those,
catastrophes.
yeah.
The it was a pole shift, and when there's a pole shift, the magnetic field around the Earth collapses, and from that pole shift, there were some earthquakes and a lot of waves. The elevation changed in Antarctica, and this giant wave was in the middle of like washing over the continent. And as the atmosphere collapsed over Antarctica, space came in direct contact with Earth, and
Really?
it flash froze everything. That's why they find animals still with food in their mouth in the middle of chewing.
That's
They
crazy.
froze instantly,
Nuh-uh, dude.
and that's one of the things they're finding on the ice. But they're finding ancient ruins and stuff under there. They're
That's
using
crazy. Pyramids.
yeah, they found pyramids,
You're
streets, roads, buildings, and what they have these like these steam machines that like steam hot steam that melts ice, and they're going through and tunneling and discovering all this
that's
stuff.
crazy, dude.
And
I love that.
I know I wish we could hear stuff like that on TV.
Yeah, no
instead of
doubt.
this instead of hearing it from me on this
Yeah,
little
no doubt.
podcast.
No doubt, but it is crazy, man. You know, there was a picture that on Google Maps, there was, you type in the coordinates and it pulls you over to Antarctica. Have you seen this one where the whole mountaintop, dude, is literally like a freaking alien face and it's just clear as day?
I haven't seen that one, but I've seen ones where a pyramid is starting to. Well, yeah, in Antarctica right now, the ice and the snow is melting away,
Right.
and it's not because of global warming.
It's because of the pole shift again,
yeah,
isn't it?
It's a pole, but our weather's influenced by the sun, the solar activity.
Right.
There is no global warming because all the planets are warming right now.
Right.
And because of the solar activity is increasing. Like if you look at the sun now, it's white. You can't even look at it. I remember when I was a kid back in the 90s, like you kind of look at the sun for a second and then look away. You knew not to do it, but it was
Yeah.
a fun game that. And it's funny, like the light of the sun has changed. It's getting brighter, like white, and like amateur photographers know the sunlight's changing because when they go to develop their film, they have to measure the light and stuff, and they've noticed since the 90s that the sunlight's changing. And you ask a kid from the 80s or 90s to draw a picture of the sun, they make it like yellow or orange. You ask a kid today to draw a picture of the sun, it's like white,
That's
almost
strange.
yellow. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's weird.
so, well, anyways, the sun is melting the ice and snow down there, and it's melting at such a rapid pace. Some of these structures are starting to become visible from satellites and stuff like
Hmm.
that, and it's kind of exciting to watch because it's going to force disclosure.
Right, for sure. Now, and just to clarify, you know, what I mean, I think climate change is bullshit. You know what I mean? I
Hmm.
honestly don't. You know, it was a scam. Al Gore, you know, tried to do to get, you know, a global tax on the
Well,
world.
it was bigger
But
than
we're
Al
not
Gore, yeah.
talking about. I'm not saying, you know, I don't want people out there thinking that, you know, I'm like pollution's a problem. All right,
Oh,
like I get,
right,
you know,
absolutely,
it's
yeah. I
separate from
understand what you're
pollution.
saying.
We're talking, you know, pollution and climate change are
Two different things,
two
yeah.
different things, and that's important to understand. You know what I mean? Just to you know, clarify that. But dude, I think the poles are shifting again, and that's why, like in this area of Pennsylvania, dude, like have you noticed, like
The warm
going back
winters.
to the '90s, like, you know, I remember being a kid, dude, and there was like 5 foot of snow, dude, like,
Yeah.
you know, and now we get some, but and now like Texas is getting snow, California is getting snow, but you know it's kind of warming up. I don't know,
Yeah,
man, something's going on, you know.
there is a pole shift happening right now. You can find it on the internet. It's moving quite fast,
It is.
and the one day it shifted so far, the airlines had to shut down for several hours and recalibrate their GPS.
Really,
Yeah,
dude, that's freaking crazy,
isn't that
man.
interesting?
That is crazy.
But they, but I don't think we're gonna have to worry about a pole shift. I think we're the insiders are concerned about solar activity. They're thinking there may be because our solar system's traveling. Boy, we got off topic here. We're
Yeah,
talking
dude,
about
I know we were supposed to be like an alien. It's okay though. I think
it. Kind of all ties
I think it
together, but
ties together, and I think you know people like
well, it does tie
people love
together
hearing this
because
stuff.
they're going to be here. They're going to have to help us after
Right.
because we're our solar system's traveling through a part of the galaxy where the energy is intensified, and as our solar system travels through this higher energy area, our sun is going to be affected by that, and could cause it to flare. You know what I mean? Flare up,
Yeah.
or and if it shoots up, if we get hit with a big enough solar flare,
They could shut everything
yeah,
down.
it'll shut
Yeah.
everything down for a
Yeah.
while, and we'd have to rely on some galactic neighbors to help us because
Yeah.
we're not prepared for that.
Right. Yeah, and that's exactly what would happen because you know I think it's like 48 hours after you know if power's out a nuclear reactor for 48 hours it melts down or something like that. So,
Well,
you know your Bitcoin will be fine. Don't worry about the Bitcoin. It's you know the nuclear reactors you're gonna have to worry about. So, uh, but no, man. You know this we've been recording for about a half hour now. Do you want to wrap this up? You know what I mean on
yeah,
this
let's
episode
yeah.
and do a
Well,
couple different short ones.
one thing I was going to mention
Oh
earlier
yeah, go ahead.
is that when you look at how many different species of humans there are,
Yeah,
you have Asians. I mean,
yeah.
you
You're
know
different
your continents. You know,
ethnicities.
yeah,
Yeah,
you have
for sure.
Asian, Africa. You have Europe, North America, South America. You have Native American. You have Indians, Native Americans, the Europeans. We all are different. So like, where did those origins come from?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think we all originate from a species of extraterrestrials.
Dude, and I believe
And
that, and I think it's the Peruvians, right, that have the elongated skulls still. And I was listening to a guy on Tinfoil Hat. He's been researching for like 40, 50 years. You can check this episode out. He talked about the Nephilim giants,
yeah,
which I believe were an extraterrestrial species as well. But he and his team went in and they did DNA research on these Peruvian skulls and stuff. And they said this is 100% genetic. Like this is not,
not from our.
not from cultural,
It doesn't
spiritual
originate
practice.
from.
Yeah, it does. It's not from, some kind of tribal practice where, they
Right. Oh yeah,
wrap
they
bands.
tie the
Yeah, bands
bands
around.
around the head.
Like,
No, from what I understand, that's a good. That's interesting that you brought that up because, from according to the insiders in the secret space program,
yeah,
which we'll have to do another show on that.
on the secret space
Yeah,
program, dude. That'll be a
it
good
is a
title
great
for
topic because this ties in. They know our galactic history.
it, for sure.
The history of our solar system, and that kind of ties in with the elongated skulls. So maybe we should just leave that for another episode because that.
Okay.
But I'll leave it at this. They say there was a planet between Earth and Jupiter. It was a supersized Earth, and Mars was actually a moon of this planet because Mars isn't really that big.
No.
It's not much bigger than our moon, but Mars was a moon or satellite of this planet, and that planet was destroyed through a war, and that planet is now the asteroid belt because it goes Earth,
Wow, dude.
Mars, asteroid belt, Jupiter.
Mm-hmm.
So Mars, being a moon or satellite of this planet, when that planet blew up, the explosion was so powerful it eliminated Mars's atmosphere. That's why half of it looks like it's blown up, charcoaled, and the other half's red. Well, actually, they say it's not red. That's a filter that they've always put on to make
Really?
everybody. Yeah. So.
Just to give it some color, like.
Well, I don't know.
Light brown sucks. We're gonna make it red.
But yeah, I think that'd be a whole other topic. And another interesting thing that to add to that for the next episode, that rover they just sent up to Mars landed in a debris field of an ancient city or buildings.
No, dude.
And if you, oh gosh, what is his name? Why do I have to forget about his name? I almost say his name other day. He was a guest on Coast to Coast AM. Richard C. Hoagland has been covering Mars his whole life.
Really?
He's a Mars whistleblower guy. But if you look up Richard C. Hoagland's latest videos on that Mars rover, that is pretty cool. They're having a hard time hiding the truth from everybody.
And dude, and Elon Musk, and this could be another show too, but because I don't know what to make of that dude, man. Because you have
agree.
NASA, which going back to the Nazis was found. It's run by Nazis. I mean, that's
Werner von
fact.
Braun
That's they escaped. They fled Germany and they came here, and because their
Through
rocket
Project
program.
Paperclip. Yep.
Okay, nice, dude. I did not know that.
Yep.
But so you have NASA, and then you got Elon Musk, who's doing his own thing with rockets. And
See,
I have a hard time trusting NASA and what they, because I don't believe in the moon landing.
Well,
personally,
no, the moon landing was real,
Do you,
but
do you think it was?
I do, because
I have a hard time
the-
believing it.
it was well.
You
Gosh,
know,
that's a whole other episode.
It is another
We'll have to write
episode.
that down and talk about that.
like this is going to turn
But
into
we'll-
just a conspiracy
I know,
show, dude.
but
which
but
is
it's
okay.
necessary because
I love it, dude.
It's necessary because people need to start asking.
There's questions
why.
out there
Yeah.
that there's questions out there that
Well,
It's-
Elon Musk, real quick. We'll
Yeah,
mention this,
let's
and then
cover
we'll
Elon Musk,
We'll cut
yeah.
it on.
Okay.
Save it for next time. But I don't know what to think about Elon Musk either. I don't think I trust him because, again, the rocket technology.
Right.
It's a sideshow. NASA's a sideshow. The rocket combustion engine is outdated. It's primitive technology.
right.
And I mean, it's a sideshow because they're dangling this rocket, or they got the rocket idea in our mind where we think rockets are as good as it gets.
We're conditioned to think that it requires fossil fuels
To get anywhere.
this massive object off the ground.
Yeah.
right? Is
So
that okay?
they're distracting us from the good technology they have, the advanced technology, the
Anti-gravity.
anti-gravity stuff like that. They're distracting us. They're making us think this is as good as it gets, this rockets. But when you look at the symbolism of like Elon Musk, the Tesla symbol with the T,
Yeah.
and some of the other stuff he has, I don't think he's. I don't know.
It's
I don't
hard to
think
tell,
trust him.
man. I don't know.
if he's continuing on this idea of rockets. I think he's
It's
part
hard.
of
Yeah, it's hard
the
to say.
problem.
It's hard to say, man, because some of the technology he's talking about doing. It sounds good. The Starlink thing, it sounds good. But I also wonder too if it gets in the wrong hands. How's that going to affect humanity, man? Like, there's some
Right.
big questions there. He's talking about putting microchips in people's brains so that they could, like,
Yeah, that I don't like that path.
yeah, and I don't like that path either. So that's a whole nother topic for
Cool.
another. But do you want to tell the people about the our planned?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, so one of these nights soon, weather pending, we're gonna go out and we're gonna do either
yep,
a
dude.
live broadcast or we'll just do a couple nights cut and paste of
Yeah, well,
what we see. But we're gonna get some pictures and videos of lights in the
we're
sky.
gonna do a UFO hunting adventure. It is going to be on the YouTube channel Swordfire X5, and we're gonna go get some footage for you guys of real UFOs. Okay, so stay tuned for that. This was great. This was a great alien episode, dude. To
That's
kind of get
fun.
into it, dude. It was good, man. It was good,
Well, I
and
hope more people start to ask
I
questions
think they
and
will, dude.
don't feel hesitant to share your stories with people. People need to start hearing it.
Yep, dude. And pictures, man.
Oh
And
yeah,
and,
videos
and
too.
pictures and videos of UFO. Look into the
If
sky,
you if you
like,
go to mufon.com, MUFON.com,
mm-hmm.
that is that's a website where it's like a national UFO
Report.
spotting reporting
Nice.
website, and there is it's worth checking out mufon.com because they have a map of all the UFO sightings that have been recorded in the United States. And you can zoom into your
That's
area
crazy.
and you can click on the report. Wherever there's a report, there's like a little symbol. And you can click on that spot if there's one near to your home, and you can read the person's eyewitness testimony. And there's some interesting ones out there.
Heck
So,
yeah. Heck yeah. I'll put that link in the bottom of the video or something. That'll be cool. Awesome.